Live, local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6:30 on Halloween. Welcome to Newswatch 12 this morning. I'm Carlos Murrieta.
And I'm meteorologist Sarah Kress.
And Sarah, like I said, today's Halloween and it's time for costumes, candy, and carved pumpkins.
But the origin of the spookiest holiday of the year is much less commercial. It begins in pagan religious celebration or festival to welcome fall at the end of summer. And when people would light their bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. This dates back to the 18th century, and both me and Carlos didn't know this morning, so it is a fun little fact for you to end out your day. Or I should say start your day, excuse me, I know. It's bright and
we're
early
waking
this
up
morning.
too, don't worry.
I know, and it's going to be a spooky day in this fog.
Oh yeah, and I do have to ask though, if you're going out trick-or-treating, what is your go-to candy?
Ooh, I would definitely say Reese's. I love a chocolate and peanut butter mix. What is yours, Carlos?
Not Reese's. If you know me, chocolate and peanut butter do not go together. That is my hot take. But I like Mike and Ike's though. I love all gummies or gummy worms. I'm a big fan of Blue Sharks.
Definitely
Blue
a good
Sharks.
take too. And so while you're thinking of your favorite Halloween candy, definitely this morning you might want to also think about planning for some extra time in your commute. Here's a look out at Phoenix this morning on the I-5, and we're seeing some impacts to visibility, not only into the Rogue Valley this morning, but areas over east side, and those temperatures are rather chilly. Here's a closer look around the rest of the region, where over into Klamath Falls, visibility is about a quarter of a mile, half a mile into Medford, but even into these areas you will see patchy spots where sometimes you might not see fog, sometimes you will. Just plan for it out your commute this morning. It's better to be safe than it is to be sorry. What can you expect today? So fog does haunt our morning today. It'll be frightfully mild into your afternoon with calm winds, but later today we are expecting perfect trick-or-treating weather. Current temperatures right now, 30 degrees into Klamath Falls, 26 for Lakeview, over into Montague, 32 degrees, Medford at 44, along the coast temperatures into the 50s, and today's high temperatures up into the 60s. So it is going to be feeling rather pleasant into your afternoon. Now the good thing about today is that it is going to be staying dry, which last year we had to keep an eye out for showers. This year, don't worry about it, but you might want to wear a few layers heading outdoors, because by the time we switch over into the evening hours past 5 o'clock, the sun does set at 6:05. It's going to start to get cooler rather quickly. You're going to want those layers, and especially if you're heading out to the Black and Blue Bowl tonight. Temperatures do fall down into the 50s for the starts. We'll see some clouds into the skies. It is going to be feeling cooler, and throughout that game tonight, expect those temperatures to keep tumbling. Now tomorrow, we are tracking showers to return to the region, and more rain for us will move in along the coast, but it's not going to last the whole weekend. So I'll have a closer look at what you can expect for your forecast coming up in just a bit.
And moving into our top story this morning, nearly 42 million Americans currently rely on SNAP benefits, but now food banks are bracing for a possible hunger crisis as the stalemate on Capitol Hill continues. President Trump called on Republicans in Congress to take action and change the rules in the Senate to reopen the government with a simple majority vote instead of the 60 votes currently needed. It comes as millions of Americans worry they could lose access to federal food assistance, including SNAP, as soon as tomorrow. Cuts to Medicaid and health care subsidies are still a major sticking point, with both sides refusing to budge.
Republicans have the nerve to admit before the American people that ripping away SNAP benefits from 16 million children in this country and more than 1 million veterans is a pressure tactic designed to get the Congress to continue to gut the health care of the American people.
Across the federal government, roughly 1.4 million workers have already gone without pay, and more than 750,000 are on furlough. Democratic governors are suing to release emergency funding to pay for SNAP benefits. However, that money is still not enough to fully fund the program. And with November SNAP benefits set to lapse due to the government shutdown, many senators across the country are speaking out and finding ways to help communities in their area. Oregon Senator Ron Wyden spoke with Newswatch 12 about his views on the recent changes to SNAP benefits, sharing how these adjustments are impacting families and individuals across Oregon.
First of all, this didn't have to happen. The Republicans identified, in fact, specific funds that could have made this assistance available. I can't think of a bigger disaster than having hungry, low-income kids in Oregon and hungry seniors and disabled folks.
Earlier this week, Wyden and several other senators said in a news release that they are urging the Trump administration to release November SNAP benefits, as an estimated 757,000 people are at risk of losing benefits. And we're continuing to track how local community members and food banks are grappling with food insecurity ahead of the lapse in SNAP benefits. Food banks are now facing unprecedented demand, and local leaders are calling for action from all Oregonians. And here in Medford, Salvation Army Food Bank says their supplies are already stretched thin, with demand only increasing as SNAP benefits cuts take effect.
Medford, the Salvation Army Food Bank has people lining up outside the doors hours before opening, like Margarita and her husband, as they were the first ones in line as they arrived at 5:30 in the morning. She's on food stamps and gets food for two families, her own and her daughter's. The food bank was an extra resource she can rely on, but now with her SNAP benefits soon being cut, it will be her only one.
Now it's more like, how do you say, it's a rescue, it's more than, not just like, before it was a help, but now it's like, it's our only resource right now.
Not just her, but several other people don't know what else they can expect as the government shutdown continues.
That shutdown is crazy. You don't know what to expect. And people still got to eat. And like I said, I'm retired, but the bills haven't retired.
Felisa Sutton, social service program manager, says she's nervous that their supplies will soon run out, since it's growing more difficult to keep food stocked.
It's overwhelming, but you just take one client at a time.
Especially how they will manage to keep up with the growing demand, which has risen by 51%.
Just roll with it. We don't know exactly how this is gonna play out, and hopefully I'm praying that the government will decide something so that these people can get some help. So all of us can get some help.
As SNAP benefits will be cut starting tomorrow, staff and visitors expect the line will grow even longer.
I think it's gonna be growing more, but I mean, so far we still have a little bit of hope, There's a light at the end of the tunnel, at least it's something.
New this morning, a quick response from passersby helped contain a commercial structure fire yesterday morning after an overloaded outlet sparked a fire. Now people noticed smoke coming from an office building front window on Southeast 7th Street and quickly called 911. They used fire extinguishers to slow the fire until firefighters arrived, and when fire crews did arrive, they were able to put that fire out within 10 minutes, containing damage to a small area. The fire was later traced back to an overloaded electrical outlet. No injuries were reported, and Grants Pass Fire is reminding everyone that early detection and rapid reporting are key to limiting fire damage. And with Halloween here, many people are making plans to celebrate, and officials are asking people to practice safe driving and not get behind the wheel intoxicated. Newswatch 12's Grace Ritz got the chance to ride along with the deputy and learn more about how they are preparing for possible DUI this holiday season.
This Halloween, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office is asking the community to keep the scares on the streets and not on the road. And if you are going to be enjoying any spirits, do not get behind the wheel.
We get a lot of DUIs in Halloween. Everybody's out, obviously, doing their, whether it's trick-or-treating or family events.
To make sure everyone stays safe during the holiday season, deputies and officers like Deputy Vale keep their eyes open for impaired drivers.
We do notice an increase of impaired drivers, but we try to get them off the road before something bad happens.
I was able to catch a ride with Deputy Vale for the night to learn more about how officers spot impaired drivers, and I even got to watch some field sobriety tests.
If we're out on patrol and we see somebody weaving in their lane or running a stop sign, we're just out there looking for those things, and we don't have to make the call. We can just stop those cars and make sure they're not impaired.
No matter the holiday or time of year, the consequences cost more than an Uber or a Lyft. So always plan ahead and never get behind the wheel intoxicated. Riding along in Jackson County, I'm Grace Ritz.
Today, Siskiyou County announced that the Siskiyou Transit and General Express is offering free public transit rides all day. Now, this free fare day is made possible thanks to funding from the Senate Bill 125 program, helping make public transportation more accessible for everyone in the community. And since overcoming an alcohol addiction 3 years ago, Savannah Graves made her mission to give back. Now, what she started as a simple Facebook post to help families during Christmas has grown into a yearly effort. Graves now collects donations for holidays such as Thanksgiving and Christmas, providing food, gifts, and hope to those in need. She says helping others has completely changed her life, and her faith continues to guide her mission every step of the way.
Before I didn't focus on others. I didn't, I had an alcohol addiction, and I was very selfish. And so then I found God, and He said, "I saved you. Now you're gonna be my hands and feet, and you're gonna go help others."
Now expecting her fourth child, Graves is stepping up her holiday donation drive to help local families. And we'll be taking a closer look at her story today on Newswatch 12 at 5 and 6, so be sure to tune in.